Przed nami wizyta delegatów i delegatek w obozie w Auschwitz. Myślę, że jest to ważny dzień, ponieważ zobaczenie tego, co tam się działo, nie pozostawia nikogo bez refleksji. Myślę, że jest to szczególnie istotna wizyta też dla młodych ludzi, którzy już nie mają albo nie poznali przodków, którzy doświadczyli albo Holokaustu, albo znali innych, którzy znali Żydów, albo inne ofiary, które zginęły w obozach koncentracyjnych. Myślę, że szczególnie w obliczu wszystkich strasznych wydarzeń, które się dzieją na świecie, a także niesprawiedliwości, która dotyka dużą ilość ludzi, ludobójstw, także porywania ludzi, jest to niezwykle ważne, żeby pojechać tam i zobaczyć, do czego prowadzą uprzedzenia, do czego prowadzi obojętność na krzywdę drugiego człowieka i po prostu, żebyśmy my jako młode pokolenie starali się nie popełniać tych samych błędów.
And then when you're on the outside, you will see the
My name is Igor Ahmedov and I come from the Estonian Evangelical Lutheran Church. Yesterday I visited concentration camp Auschwitz Birkenau, and I think it will have a lasting impression on me. I grew up in a culture where the Holocaust and the Second World War is of prominent importance. Estonia was one of the first countries to be declared Jewish-free. We also had concentration camps, and I grew up learning about it, reading history books, but I've never experienced going to a place and still seeing the buildings and seeing the scale. And I think that was the thing that impressed me, or not, maybe impress is the wrong word, but what affected me the most is it's the large scale. You go from the Auschwitz I, when everything is crammed in barracks, and then you go to Birkenau and you just see how the barracks go to the horizon, and the massive scale of destruction that humans are capable of. I think it is important that as a Lutheran World Federation and all the delegates have visited Auschwitz Birkenau, there are delegates from various cultures, and there are genocides still happening in the world today. They take on different forms, but I think everyone can relate to something. In my context in Estonia, although it is different, but we look at our brothers and sisters in Ukraine and the kind of oppression they experience in the occupied territories from Russians. So having the opportunity to reflect and to look at the evil that is present, it is important. And as a Christian, I was reminded yesterday, of the question that is always asked on television about in the movies about the Holocaust, but it was, where was God? And I think it is an important topic to address. And for me personally, I was made aware that we talk about theology of the cross, but theology of the cross becomes even more prominent and present when you go to places like Auschwitz Birkenau.
My name is Kenneth Sibanda. I am the bishop in the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Zimbabwe. I am a delegate to the 13th Assembly of the Lutheran World Federation in Krakow here in Poland. Yesterday I had the privilege to visit the concentration camps, and I must say that for me it was an experience that I think I liked, in the sense that I was reading about it in history and learning about it from afar, but just to be at the site and to see the reality of those atrocities was something that touched my heart. Although it is something that happened some years now ago, it was just fresh to me, like something that just happened just recently. I think that it was a good thing to expose the delegates to that experience. As somebody who's coming from Africa, we've got stories also to tell, to share about similar situations that we experienced and that we are still experiencing in Africa, of those atrocities that have taken place in various parts of the continent, including the Rwanda issue that I think is well known to the whole world. I must say also that I think the message that I have is that maybe it's a question to us, humanity, when are we going to learn to do things differently? And despite of what history is teaching us, we continue to do the same things. And even in our today's world, we continue to experience such challenges where people are facing such violence and untold sufferings. We're talking of the war in Ukraine, we're talking of civil wars in Africa. We seem not to learn as humanity.